Hello, you all. Hi, it's Tease. Good day. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. So there's a lot of talk on reparations, which has been going on for years now. But now they're talking about, okay, well, what to do with California. So as we're talking about it, there's a lot of backlash, if you will. So you have compensation for Tulsa, and that's been rejected. It was a hard no for, okay, do you want to compensate these elders who are literally, they've held on for literally 100 years to seek justice because they were denied their freedom and pretty much massacred out of their land and massacred out of their right to live in peace in America or even in the world. So you have these elders waiting justice, and of course it's a hard no for America. Let America tell it, no, don't give those Negroes who have been wronged in Tulsa, don't give them justice. And hell, for that matter, don't give any Negro justice. So they're going to, everyone who's not of the nappy-headed community will say, no reparations, don't give the niggas nothing. Everybody's okay with that. Don't give the niggas nothing. So you have Hispanics, Asians, Indians, Italians, pretty much anybody. Again, anybody who's not nappy-headed, they're automatically going to say, okay, no reparation for the niggers. Don't give the niggers nothing. Even though they made a way for me to be here, to live a better life, don't give the niggers nothing. Because we don't want them to have nothing, because we know there's something about them that, or in particularly the American niggers, there's something about them where they're just intimidating. Even at their lowest state, there's something about them where I have to keep them at ground zero. So if you ask me, I would say the problem is with America or Americans or even the imposters, a lot of people need to be humbled. The people who swim here for a better life, they get here and they forget where they come from. I was literally sitting at the park and I had an epiphany. People just sitting there walking their dogs. Everything just seems happy. They have not a care in the world. And they don't. They don't care about how they're living good, but the people who actually built this country are down bad. And it could be our own fault that we're down bad. But the fact that something's off whack or something's not right, where you can live great and you have no worries, but I'm eating out the garbage can, there's something completely wrong with that picture. So if you ask me, from the inside looking in and from the outside looking in, I would say a lot of these foreigners or all of these immigrants, if you swam here, even if it was back in the 60s, if you came here for a better life, I believe you need to be humbled. And once you get humbled, then you'll see the world and you'll see life in a different view. Because you'll think like, okay, well, just get a job, or you're lazy, or I came here with just a potato and a roach and I'm doing great. And that's great for you because you came here for a better life. Just the fact that you have the pleasure to come here to a better country, there goes your reparations, thanks to the American niggers, which is crazy because sometimes, here's another thing too, where I'm going to just spit this out. I get disappointed with the American niggers too, because they'll say, oh, we were the one that helped the slave masters. You guys were losing during the Civil War, and we helped you survive, or we basically had to help you wash your ass. The Moors had to help you. So it's like, you help these people while they kill you, and they disadvantage you, and they dismantle you, and virtually put you out of business to where now you almost don't exist now. So that's one thing where I'm disappointed at. We're such heroes where it's like we go out our way to help others, but we don't have those same cape on when it's time to save ourselves. You see what I'm saying? We'll go out our way, oh, leave the Asians alone, or stop the Asian hate, or leave those immigrants alone, they can swim here for a better life. And again, we're kicking and fighting and screaming for them, but who the hell is kicking and screaming and fighting for you? Nobody. Which is why we're eating out the garbage cans right now. So we're in trouble right now. And then you get people who swim here, Jews or whoever, come here, swim here for a better life, and they're doing great, and they say, don't give the niggers nothing. Even though you made a way for me to live here and live good, and to you step on your back, or to use you as a footstool, or to kick you in the head, or to take your money, whatever it is. I'm coming here to live a better life at your expense. And maybe that's why nobody's saying anything. Well, we need the niggers at ground zero so we can feel like something. Or we need the niggers at ground zero so they can take the heat, and we can, again, while they're taking the heat and taking the floods and taking on all the new immigrants who are not legal, then we can still live on the hills, or we can still live good and walk our dogs and have our nice parks and have our nice sides of town and not have a care in the world. But here's how you ought to be humble. I would say any Hispanic, Asian, Indian, Jew, African, whoever you are, who says no to reparation for the American nigger, I would say, if you say no to reparations, then okay, you have that opinion. Okay, you can say no, but on the flip side, in order to create balance, since you say, okay, the niggers don't need nothing in America, then you have to go back to wherever you swam from. So if you swam here from Mexico, go ahead and go back to Mexico. Then therefore, you don't have to worry about paying the niggers. We'll just pick up where you left off. You see what I'm saying? If y'all get out of our way, and matter of fact, we don't have to give us any reparations. Just go back to where you came from, because I'm thinking a lot of people, they ought to be humbled. Because I'm sure if one of the consequences or one of the payments are, okay, well, if you say no to reparations, that's perfectly fine. You keep your taxes, and then you just go back to where you swam from. So if those Hispanics have to go back to Mexico or go back to their Hispanic country, Asians have to go back to Asia, Jews go back to Jerusalem or Gaza, wherever y'all came from. And then I would say, once you get humbled, or even the Italians, swim back to Italy or swim back to Dutch, wherever y'all came from. Once you get humbled, and once you actually, your life flashes before your eyes, because you know you don't want to go back to your country, which is in shambles. Because like I said, again, people can come here. You probably did just come here with a potato and a roach, but just the fact that you're here in a better country, you've already arrived. You see what I'm saying? Because it's much better. The view is better. Oh my gosh, there's a toilet that flushed. I have already arrived. You see what I'm saying? So from there, then you grow, and people are okay with that. I'm okay with coming here with nothing. That's why with the migrants, they'll swim here. They're okay with that. I'm in a better place. I'm okay with living on the side of the road, even if it is at first. So I would say if any group of people who disagree with reparation or disagree with the Negroes being put back in their rightful position or being paid their rightful debt, because this is not a handout. A lot of people say, oh, you're just begging, or that's a handout. No, what you're doing is begging in a handout, because you had to beg to swim here. You had to beg for the right to swim here, and then you had to beg to, okay, hey, I'm on my way over here, America. Don't confuse me for a nigger, or don't harass me because I'm on my way over there. I'm taking the first train smoking. So again, you gotta beg to come here to file that paperwork to say, hey, there's someone swimming here for a better life. So you begged, you had the handout to come here. We don't get any handouts. We put our hand out, it gets chopped off, just like back in slavery. So here, just for those who are too ignorant, too dumb to know what the hell's going on, reparations is not a handout. You giving me back the keys to the world, that's not a handout. That's called a rightful debt. That's called something that's been stolen from me. That's called something that has not been right. The wrong has not been corrected. Ratification has not been done, which is why everybody said, no, don't make the nigger whole. Keep them at ground zero. And as long as everyone's content with us still being at ground zero while you live your best life, the world's gonna still be up in the air, waiting for World War III to happen. And I would say before anything hits the fan, or again, if you feel that way, then I feel you should be humbled with having a trip back to wherever you swam from. So you can have that opinion, oh, don't give the niggers nothing? Okay, well then, but you don't get to be on the niggers' turf. You don't get to be in the country where the niggers had to pay to build, and literally had to use free labor, and had to use their blood, sweat, and tears in their lives in order to make this place a better place for you. And again, that's another thing. We make everything comfortable for other people, but it's like, what about you? You're cooking and making sure everyone else has a warm bed, but what about you? What about you? Yeah, so again, if you're against it, if you want to have, no reparation signs, again, if you can be African, Caribbean, Jewish, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, Dutch, European, whoever you are, if you had the no, don't get a nigger nothing, don't get a nigger nothing. Even American pink people, the quote-unquote Americans, aka pink people, again, if you got a problem with it, you are more than welcome to swim back to where you came from. And I'm thinking once people get humbled, then they'll have a different attitude on how you treat people here in America who actually built the country versus swimming here for a better life. Because I can promise you, I didn't swim here for a better life. Now, I would appreciate a better life when we get rid of these evil parasites, to say the least. Because there's people literally like, you're wearing my robe. You're walking on my soil. You're on my turf, looking upside my head. You see what I'm saying? Looking at me like, am I lost? What are you doing here? You swam here looking at me as, what am I doing here? A lot of people need to be humbled. That is the problem. You forgot where you came from. You forgot about that roach and the potato that you came here with, or that roach that you floated here on. You forgot. You forgot, and you ought to be reminded through reparations. Because you leave it up to me, you don't have to pay nothing. Here's reparations for us all. You'll all go back to where you swam from. And then therefore, you ain't got to pay a dime, and I don't have to worry about you. And hell, we don't even have to go kick and scream, free reparations, free. You ain't got to worry about me kicking and dancing in the streets, none of that. Because you're not going to be in my way. There's going to be nobody for me to say, give me reparations to. Because you won't be here being ungrateful and forgetting where you come from Because literally, y'all come here thinking you living large, you have arrived. And then now you think, oh, this is my right to mistreat and misuse and abuse and murder the niggers. I get to have my way with the niggers. And I get to step on their back so I can feel like something. No. You swim here to this country for a better life, you might want to show the proper respects and pay the proper dues. Otherwise, your stay is going to be very uncomfortable starting now. And again, like I say, I think a humbling session for those who got strong opinions why we shouldn't get nothing, why you came here for the American dream or for a better life. The humbling section needs to be brought in. Humbling. A lot of people need to be humbled. They don't need money. They don't need cars. They don't need joy. They need to be humbled. A reminder of where you came from. Or how about this? Don't pay reparation. You have literally 24, I want to say 30 days. 30 days is a long day to tell somebody you have to take it out the country. You have 24 hours to exit the country. 24 hours. And I bet you it'll be a new tune. Oh, people will help us. You're going to be crying. What's going on? 24 hours. Because you can't take 24 hours of being treated like a nigger. So don't go out of your way to make sure you keep that abuse going to the American niggers. Don't deny us our right to a debt that's owed. If you have money that's owed to you, you're going to want your money. Same way you want to live in America. You want to call yourself an American. You want to feel like something. You want that luxury that comes with the price. And if you can't pay that price, you are more than welcome to swim back to where you come from within the next 24 hours. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. That's the problem with the world. A lot of people forgot where they come from, and they need to be humbled. Capital humbled. You don't have to pay for nothing. Honestly, ask me, don't give me a nickel. Pay me by getting the hell out of here, getting out of my damn way. Pay me by getting off of my turf and leaving my robe where you found it. Pay me by getting off my throne. Pay me by getting out of my way. Pay me by getting the hell out of here. Humble yourself. Swim back to where you come from. Make that place a better place so you don't have to swim here for a better life. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's so smart when you have arrived to America. When you get around some niggers who made it great for you. Or get around some niggers who make you feel like something. Because obviously they don't know what time it is. Humble yourself. A lot of people need to be humbled. Hell, the whole world needs to be humbled. Because you come here for this better life. You come here thinking that you have arrived. And it just doesn't look right that you have arrived. But yet the people who made the way for you is eating out the garbage can. They're doing terrible. They're down bad. Something's not right here. Something doesn't look right here. I come to your house and you're eating out the garbage can and I'm just living great, enjoying the sun, got my sun hat on, walking the dog. You don't see nothing wrong with that? You're not going to ask me if I'm okay? You need to be humbled. And again, you let that potato and that roach that you swam here on, let that flash before your eyes. I bet you'll have a different attitude then. I bet you the tears will flow then. I bet you'll have some empathy and a soul then. Be well, be safe.